like that. And it's a change of pace, and he has smoked this one, yeah, all the way. That is a class stroke, and it was there for the taking. That's better. But that's the delivery. You've got to get those in. Well bowled. Think about two. It's not there. Beautifully bowled and well played, Hamish Bennett.
Oh, that is a big bonus. First delivery, and just put that away for a boundary. Now this is looking good now.
Bowling, it's over! There it is! That's it, take a bow! Rubal Hassan, he's done it for the Bangladesh Tigers. They've taken it out, and there is the Bangladesh. Listen to this crowd.
And goes wild with celebration. Superb delivery. Timber out of the ground. Great sight for any fast bowler. And Captain Fantastic has done the trick. Bangladesh is it.
Well, a very, very happy Dussehra for Bangladesh, winning by 3 runs and winning the series, whitewashing New Zealand 4-0. Unfortunately, there wasn't an India game, that we could actually play today because of the rain at Kochi. But I'm sure Bangladesh will be jubilant at that hard-fought victory over New Zealand. And the question, of course, we're asking tonight on the show is that are Bangladesh a new force to be reckoned with in one-day cricket? That's the number you call us on, and this is how you send us an SMS. But on Vodafone Dalsi for cricket tonight, a very good evening to you and happy Dussehra. Aapko Dussehra ki bahut shubhkamnaएं from all of us at Neo Cricket. I'm Manish Vallicha, and with me in the studios, of course, always a pleasure to have Milind Rege. Mr. Rege, you don't need a suit to be a cricket expert.
That's what the ad said earlier on, and then we are all wearing jackets. But it's lovely being here. A happy Dussehra to all our viewers.
And to you as well.
Thank you, and all to you at Neo. Talking of Bangladesh, yes, it's a fantastic result, isn't it?
Exactly, and we'll talk about Bangladesh in the course of the show, but a shame because all of India was actually looking forward to watching an India versus Australia encounter. Unfortunately, there seems to be a problem with Kochi, whether it's the IPL team or it's the rain at the venue.
Rain all the way, isn't it? Because at this time of the year, really, in that part of the country, it does rain. But really, it's a shame when an entire day's game is washed out. Every half an hour, you were trying to see whether the game is on, but unfortunate.
Where does this leave the series? Because it was anyway initially a 7-match ODI series, then it was made two test matches and 3 ODIs, and no one will complain about the test cricket because we got some quality cricket to watch. But it's just a shame because there's 2 games left. Of course, there's a few youngsters waiting for that opportunity leading up to the World Cup, but the remainder of the 2 games at Vizag and Goa become more important.
And I suppose equal opportunities will be given to everybody now because just the 2 games left. Important games, important for the youngsters who are knocking at the doors of India one-day series coming up in the future. I hope there are not too many changes made and the right kind of opportunities given to everybody.
Exactly, but let's shift focus to Bangladesh and what they've achieved in the recent past. Let's put it on the record, is a tremendous series win for them. It's not just a one-off one-day international. They're a side who've always been capable of upsets. They've always been capable of putting in good performances, but they've managed to put all those performances together as a team in a series and actually whitewash a side like New Zealand 4-0. And let me remind you, this is a full-strength New Zealand side that includes a Brendan McCullum, a Ross Taylor, a Daniel Vettori, a Grant Elliott, Kyle Mills. This victory in context, of Bangladesh and one-day cricket in Bangladesh, have they finally come out of the shadows? And this is a side that's knocked India out of a World Cup in 2007. I'm looking ahead at the World Cup. I know Bangladesh are in the same group as India. As well. Is this a sign of that they've taken their cricket to another level?
They've come a long way, isn't it, Manish? Because I remember a similar thing had happened with Sri Lanka when they were really the minnows of world cricket. They brought into Test cricket early, and everybody used to hammer them. It was as if playing against a weak side. People enjoyed playing them, scored the runs. And some time ago, also India was reluctant, and many teams were reluctant to send teams to Bangladesh or play against them or play the weaker team, with not their best side. They've come a long way now. It reminds me, sometimes I really wonder, with the World Cup coming up and in that part of the world, we are going to play lots of games because Bangladesh is one of the venues for the World Cup. Sri Lanka won in '96, if you remember, and a similar thing with the kind of form Bangladesh is now in, they are very, very strong contenders. Not for the title, but to upset many teams.
Exactly, and just to put things into context, that this series win, is not a flash in the pan. Let's look at what Bangladesh have done in the last couple of years. 2009, is the Bangladesh record. We'll bring up for you on your screens in just a second. They've actually won 14 games in 2009 out of 19. Yeah, out of those, 10 wins are against Zimbabwe, 3 against the West Indies, and 1 is against Sri Lanka. This is their 2009 record. Shakib Al Hasan has been a tremendous, captain for them. He's performing as well. We'll come to him. But this is 2010. Of course, they've laid some strong teams as well in 2010. But still, they've managed to rack up 6 wins, 1 against Ireland, 1 against Sri Lanka, and now, most importantly, 4 in a row at home against New Zealand. And remember, New Zealand are the side who are coming to India next. That tour starts on the 4th of November on this channel. So how do you look at this? Have New Zealand not played badly in this series? There's just a couple of batsmen that have scored more than 100 runs in the entire series. Their bowlers have been okay amongst the wickets, but do you see this result as New Zealand being below par or as Bangladesh raising their cricket?
No, I think when you say that, I agree with you when you ask me this question. Bangladesh certainly have raised their levels of cricket because a winning team, once you start winning, it's a great habit then. And Bangladesh is winning now. And frankly, I'm very surprised that they have beaten New Zealand 4-0 because New Zealand is a very strong side in one-day cricket. They've got good fielders, and like you said, almost the entire team is there. When we were walking into the studio, I asked you whether they were a full-fledged side, and you rattled the names of all those players. So it's a tremendous performance by Bangladesh, and one will have to watch out for them. I'm very happy for them.
Exactly. Let's just have a look at things in the context of the World Cup. India's opener in the World Cup is against Bangladesh. It's a day-nighter. It's 2 weeks after the team arrives back from South Africa. Of course, there's other teams in the group like Ireland who upset Pakistan, the last time round. They've got West Indies, who are, they can win or they can be beaten as well. You can't say that Bangladesh can't beat the West Indies. You've got England as well in that group. And how do you look at this situation, Mr. Rege, going into the World Cup?
Look, they're playing all the games in their country with 50,000 people backing them, and with the kind of form they are in now, all the teams will have to watch out because in 2007 they shocked us. They threw us out of the World Cup competition, and all teams will have to be on the watch out. Bangladesh is really the kind of team which can shock anybody.
In fact, if you look at that opposition, West Indies, Ireland, England, Sri Lanka, they've all been beaten by Bangladesh in this year itself. Something to think about. Lakshman from Mumbai, Abid from Ghaziabad. Good evening and thanks for calling in. Lakshman, I'm going to come to you first. What do you make of the series result that Bangladesh has come up with against New Zealand? 4-0.
Yeah, first of all, happy Dussehra to all of you.
Very happy Dussehra to you as well, Lakshman.
Yeah, then I would like to say that the fielders have backed them up with their good bowling. That has helped them in this full series, if you see. And the batsmen have not done that good, but they have done at the mark. And then after the bowling also have done, and the fielding is up to the mark. So that's the thing. And that is why they are now competitors in the World Cup in the 2011 World Cup. So can't say that they are a weak team now because till something early 2000s we could say that Bangladesh is a weak team, but now you can't say that.
No, and with the kind of confidence they have to carry with them after the 4 wins against New Zealand, to play on their home turf, 50, 60,000 people backing them, good wickets, big playgrounds. Bangladesh has got big grounds. You see, they're not small grounds like many other places. So it's a tough team now. I can put a little bit of my money on Bangladesh for them to qualify for the quarterfinals.
You think this result will make India invite Bangladesh over, for the first time to play in India?
Oh yeah, it won't be a bad idea, because at the end of it all, when the ICC started inviting all these smaller teams to participate in the bigger scheme of things, the idea was that teams like Bangladesh would come forward. And it happened to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is one of the best sides in the world today.
But what has brought about this transition? Abid from Ghaziabad, aapki kya raay hai ki kya kiya hai Bangladesh ne, which has flipped a switch?
Very, very good evening, sir, first of all.
Good evening,
Very,
Abid.
very good evening, sir.
Good evening.
And happy Dussehra to you. And
To
our
you
team.
and to yours too.
Okay, sir. I made a call first time today and I'm very lucky to talk with you.
Good, go on.
Well, we are lucky that you called in. Go
Okay,
ahead.
sir. Actually, I want to say that Bangladesh is not a weak team this time, because, sir, everyone knows that we are playing in ODI games in the international level, so we have to prove ourselves. So Bangladesh has proved that they are playing very well in home side, but outside what happened, they cannot play because they have home advantage other than if they go outside, so they cannot perform very well. But in home, we can say that
Yeah,
it
but
is a super team in ODI.
when we talk about the World Cup, they're going to play 4 games in their country, which is a big thing. The home advantage is always of such vital importance. It's amazing, what can happen to you when you play at home. 50,000, 70,000 people backing you. It completely changes the atmosphere.
Sir, I've seen venue of World Cup that in Bangladesh will face India, West Indies and England. So Bangladesh easily can win from the West Indies and England, but
Yeah,
India
Bangladesh is the kind of
most-
team one will have to look at, because you just can't say now they are any more minnows, because they've got 4 wins against one of the top teams in the world. New Zealanders, Manish, were, I think, semi-finalists in the last 2 World Cups also. So it's a big thing for Bangladesh, and more strength to the elbow when they play.
Well, New Zealand, semi-finalists in the Champions Trophy as well this year. When we come back, आपको क्या लगता है कि क्या बदला है Bangladesh cricket में that has actually, got them to this level? And are you a little bit scared that India's opener is against Bangladesh? Let's not forget what happened in the last World Cup. Let's not forget the last World Cup. Yeah, I don't think Pakistan is going to forget the game against Ireland, and India is going to forget the game against Bangladesh as well. Keep it in mind as we take a break. When we come back, how does this affect India? In just a bit.